You see this date on your milk carton? It turns out that expiration date might not mean what you think. But wait, how can one end of the shelf life spectrum be so different from another? That's where it gets fascinating. In the lab, scientists look at the actual growth of bacteria and mold. The expiration date relates more to food safety than to when it starts to spoil. There's a big distinction between sell-by, best before, and use-by dates. Each of these labels has a unique purpose and can drastically affect your perception of a product's quality and safety. Sell-by dates are mostly for the store clerks. They help manage inventory so products get sold before they start to degrade. A best before date is more about peak quality. Products may still be safe to consume even after this date, but may not taste as good. Use-by dates are where it gets serious. For perishable items like dairy, meat, or baby food, consuming them past this date could pose a health risk. Food labeling regulations are strict but not uniform worldwide, adding another layer of complexity to what these dates actually signify. Believe it or not, food dating labels are a relatively new concept. Before the 1970s, these dates were almost non-existent. Public pressure and consumer demand for information led to the introduction of these laws. People wanted to know more about what they were eating. Temperature plays a big role too. Proper refrigeration and storage can extend a product's usefulness beyond its labeled expiration. Most expiration dates assume average conditions. A piece of meat kept too warm will spoil before its date, while meat kept too cold can remain safe longer. Canned and non-perishable items often have dates that stretch years into the future, but do they really last that long? In extreme conditions, like post-apocalyptic scenarios, some canned foods can remain edible for long periods, albeit with a decrease in nutritional value. Spices and dried goods lose potency rather than becoming dangerous. That old spice jar might not give you the flavor punch you expect, but it's not going to harm you. Farmers markets often don't use expiration dates at all. Instead, you rely on your senses, look, smell, and touch to judge the freshness. Technology is catching up. Smart fridges are now equipped to help consumers keep track of their food's freshness in real time. The confusion around these dates has led to tons of food waste worldwide, perfectly edible food thrown away simply because the expiration date passed. It's estimated that up to 30% of all food produced gets wasted because of misunderstood expiration dates. Studies have shown that many food items maintain their safety even past their expiration date. The real danger isn't always immediate. Before industrial labels, it was common practice to jar and can foods at home, labeled manually, and consumed as needed. Bacteria and molds don't follow calendars. They react to conditions, moisture, temperature, and exposure. That's what really drives spoilage. Some conspiracy theories suggest that the food industry benefits from short expiration dates, pushing consumers to buy more often, thereby increasing waste and profits. Investigative reports have highlighted this potential conflict of interest, examining how these practices affect both consumer behavior and the environment. Older generations often relied on common sense and sensory checks rather than strict adherence to date labels. If it looked fine, smelled fine, and tasted fine, it was likely okay to eat. How long food stays safe isn't about when it expires, but how it's been handled. Time and environmental factors collectively affect safety. Many charities make use of food that's past its best before date. These are inspected for safety and used to feed those in need. Understanding the reality behind these dates can help you reduce waste and perhaps make more informed decisions at the grocery store. Different countries have different standards. What's expired in one place might still be on the shelf in another.